To talk to the mid-jungle duo.
Thank you very much, QuickShot. I'm, of course, joined by Betsy and Airwax. So first off, congratulations, gentlemen, back in the LCS. What's next for ROCCAT? Where do you plan to go from here into Summer Split?
Hopefully we will do better during the regular split, and we won't end up in the relegations. That's pretty much my goal, and I hope to go to like the, what's it called, the playoffs, yeah, of course.
Well, I'll be happy to see you guys there as well. So, long-standing LCS organization. Going forward now, or actually, let's go backward. We'll wind a little bit and talk about those games. You guys seem to be on fast track to get that 3-0. Then you dropped the game, a lot of power picks given away. Can you tell me what went wrong in game number 3?
I think we lost game 3 because I got caught too much time. I think this game should have been won if I played better. Yeah, basically, I think this game should have been won, but I basically threw the game.
Well, I've been very, very hard on yourself, but I think you guys still played fantastically throughout the end of it. So looking forward at the end of it all, when you guys faced off against this big Uber tank company, you were able to contest objectives and take them out in big fights where it looked like they might have even had the edge. What do you guys think of the best the Challenger Series has been able to offer so far?
To be honest, I expected a bit more from Huma, because those games were actually much easier than I expected. And the other teams, I haven't had a chance to play against them that much, so I can't really tell.
It's fair enough. And the last question, of course, for you, Eriks. What do you, if you can make a prediction about tomorrow, Giants versus Huma, who do you think will take that one away and how many games?
I think Giants 3-1 or 3-2.
Well, we'll find out. So thanks again for joining me, gentlemen. Once again, congrats on making it back in the LCS. Look forward to seeing you both in the Summer Split. For now, though, we are going to send it back over to the Analyst Desk to break it down and finish out the day.
Thug life over there.
Yeah, when you gotta win the promo tournament at 10, but you gotta drop the hottest mixtape of the year at 11. Betsy, straight up thugging. He did play well.
You show?
he did play well overall, but interesting hood.
Yeah, just put it on right as they ended, I think.
No, he's been playing like
entire
day.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's cold or ears are cold or something like that.
I hate it when you play.
Or he's just badass. I think he's just badass.
Okay.
He is badass. In any case, ROCCAT, badass, cleaning this up as per your prediction. 3-1 versus Huma.
Our prediction?
Did you say 3?
Our prediction.
3-1 as well?
Yes.
Okay, cool. In any case,
thank you very much. You too, by the way.
we thought it might be really hard for them at the beginning of this final game because they were up against that tank composition and then buffed up by the Sivir. So what did they do, or what did Huma do to not succeed, and what did ROCCAT do to prevail?
Huma did not pick Lissandra.
Yes, and Huma did actually super weird comp. I mean, it was probably the ultimate Sivir comp where we have 4 tanks running at like enemy carry, and then Sivir is the ultimate scatter cap, which just provides ult, and she should probably build Righteous Gorilla as well, and it will be like so good. But except for it, I think they just lack damage, and maybe in fights around 10-15 minutes it was good, but at some point you'll just get outscaled.
Yeah, and one of those fights that they convincingly lost was the dragon fight. We have a replay of that. We can get that up on the screen. And Jankos, you felt very passionate about this fight.
I mean, this is Huma straight up trolling, because, well, you don't start objective versus a team that has to peel back and poke you, because right now they are just getting like free poke. They cannot initiate, and when the fight starts, already most of the Huma ults are down, and they are just out dead. And Sivir cannot do damage because she's left alone in Drake Pit and just dies. And I mean, there is nothing they can possibly do, to be honest. Like, doing objective as a team that has to like go on someone is doing objective, and also ROCCAT had like peel back comp is just straight up trolling or like.
Yeah, unfortunate series of events there. Rudy as well with the E flash, and then the ulti hits nobody. It started off with a fantastic Braum ultimate on 3 people though, and just like you said, if you start an objective with a comp where your main goal prerogative is to Zerg somebody down and then build up with your base damages. If you give, there were 3 escape paths for ROCCAT. You know, one guy could go to the left, one guy could go up, one guy could go to the right, and then the 2 tanks in the front line can protect the chokehold at the entrance of the dragon pit. That is the most ideal fight for this comp, and they were just handed the win right there.
Handed the win and took their spot back in the LCS and in the Summer Split is where we will see them. Also, we have to crown an MVP, and in this fight from ROCCAT for getting back into the LCS, our eyes were on Betsy. Did more than a share, bringing his team to victory. Definitely so. 22 kills, a KDA of 9.75 over 4 games. He is our MVP. It was a hard choice at times because Airwax had some great games, but of course that unfortunate throw back in Game 3. And you were saying how Airwax and Betsy are such integral parts to ROCCAT.
I mean, I feel like even in the LCS, when ROCCAT is winning most of the early games, it's just because of Airwax and Betsy. I mean, those 2 guys work really well together. And also, I think they have huge impact on their team. And without them, the team will be probably much worse. Also, yeah, they just straight up carried the BO5 right now. It was not Freddy, it was not Nokshak or anyone else. It was straight up only Airwax and Betsy.
So without them, the team would be off much worse. They're already in the promotion tournament. What does that lead us to think about ROCCAT for the summer split?
Maybe get some progression, because there is something to be said for ROCCAT with this loss that it came in very late. They're
Yep.
still building on some fundamental issues though. But as with many teams, I feel it just goes too slow. Like as Jankos pointed out, it's the coach's job to kind of teach these fundamental game concepts, and a lot of these lower tier orgs, yeah, they're just really not playing the fundamentals right. Some 1-3-1 split pushes, 4-1s, like lane swaps. These are all things that can get improved. It's very easy to criticize, of course, but we have to be critical and see where does the infrastructure, coaching staff, analysts really teach these concepts to the teams. Because once everybody has the basics down, that's when you get the beauty of League of Legends.
I mean, that's why for me, for example, I just love Proli so much, you know, because this guy is making us so strong. Like, people may not realize how good of a coach is he. I feel like most of the top teams, like, for example, Origin, I feel like they have really good players, but they don't have the coach to actually teach them how to play. I mean, help them at least. And what happens is that they have to learn on their own, which is way slower, even and less efficient, right? So teams like, for example, us or G2 even or Vitality, we have good coaches and we are actually performing well because of them. So yeah, I just wanted to get my few words on Proli because he's such a good coach.
Yeah.
I love Proli.
He also says it off air, so he's actually not lying.
Yeah, he's been
actually
saying
thinks
it
that.
all day. We're like, Jankos, please shut up about Proli now.
I like
No,
this.
just
I'm
kidding.
a
Great
I'm a
coach.
full-on Proli fanboy. I visited him for a feature. I saw like 50 minutes of how he operated, and then an in-depth interview of his coaching philosophy, some of which I don't agree with necessarily, but I just respect how vehemently he adores to it, and that for me just like big Proli fanboy.
You can check that out on the Loli Sports YouTube,
Same.
by the way, as well.
Yeah.
It's still there, the
Same.
coaching highlight. However, nice Proli spotlight there, but let's go back to the promotion tournament and the teams at hand. Let's take a look at the brackets and to see what is next on the road to the LCS. Obviously, Splice, ROCCAT requalified. Copenhagen Wolves were out already. So now, that last stand, Giants versus Huma, a best of 5. The Giants already played 10 games over the last 3 days. Huma now played 4 games. And it's the battle. Warlip versus his ex-team. That storyline is happening. But the consensus seems to be that Giants should take this quite easily.
I mean, for me, yeah, I think even though Giants lost today, they performed really well against CW. That was actually super close to winning versus Huma. So I just think like tomorrow is going to be kind of similar day, which is like 3-1 for probably Giants. The lane swaps are in favor of Giants as well. The individual players are in favor of Giants as well. So I think it will be really tough for Huma, and it will probably be an upset to see them win versus Giants. But definitely the Giants versus Warlip matchup is kind of hype.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I think there are some conditions that can be met where Huma wins, but it's so unlikely. Like a majority of the focus of the games on standard lanes. Some of these weird picks, like Giants don't play Sivir. I haven't really seen them prioritize Lissandra. If somehow Huma gets this comp over and over and gets standard lanes and maybe get the Bard in there, they can maybe punish the bot lane, but it's unlikely because Giants pick and bans have looked pretty good.
I just don't see that, you know. I just kind of don't see that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. 3-1, maybe 3-2. I mean, we've had 14 out of possible 15 games. Let's make it 19 out of 20 tomorrow. It's my day off, so I'm not coming in. So make it a nice, enjoyable 5 days, 5 games.
I'll be here holding down the fort with the rest, not taking a day off like this lazy bum next to me. No, in any case, something that Trevor said also is quite interesting. If Giants do win yesterday, that means that every single one of the LCS teams has requalified, and there is a serious gap if that game tomorrow goes the way we think it is between that first place and second place challenger team and the rest of LCS.
I mean, I think the new system, again, is not really supporting the amateur players too well. I mean, even though it's a gauntlet and you have a lot of chances to actually qualify for the LCS, well, LCS teams are just better, and we spent way more time practicing and playing than amateur teams. So obviously, at some point, there's going to be a difference, even if in macro play, in individual players, well, they are kind of doomed, you know.
I do like it that it really raises then the overall level of the LCS.
Yeah.
The only debatable topic is where a team with perhaps a higher ceiling may not make it in the LCS right now because they're worse, but they may have more room for growth. But eventually, you know, if you want to make it in, you now have, if you're first in Challenger, 2 chances to make it in. If you still then not make it in, you just simply don't deserve it. I think the system overall is more accurate, because with the old system, depending on who chooses which team, it could be a little tricky overall, and you have to like kind of get a gift from some of the other teams, picking whatever opponent you didn't. And right now you have 2 shots to make it in if you win that first best of 5 too. So fair overall.
I mean, it's kind of fair for the 10th SCS team as well, because, well, last year it was just, you know, instantly dropping out, which was kind of unfair.
Even if you're better than the other team.
Yeah, even if you are better than the challenger team, you just instant drop out. So I think, like you said, that system is fair, but it's just harder for challenger players. But if they will try hard, and if they will, you know, make some sacrifice to actually like try hard and play the game a lot, then I think it's possible for sure. But
Definitely.
yeah, they have their test, you know.
Yeah, tomorrow might be too early for Huma, though we will see the 2016 European Summer Promotion Tournament. Concludes tomorrow with the final best of 5.
Final
Between-
from Texas, Tennessee.
Please read it, because I can't.
Giants versus Huma, they play tomorrow, best of 5. I want you to watch that at 5 p.m. CST
It's not
or
that easy,
at
is
8
it?
a.m. PDT. I can't read very well. Anyways, it's on your screen. Please come and watch it. You'll be there. I won't. Shocks will be.
Yeah,
It's going to be fantastic.
The important thing is that we are switching to daylight savings time as well. So reset your clocks, or some phones do that automatically. And we'll be back at 5 p.m. Jankos, thank you so much for joining us.
As well.
For your expert analysis. Thank you, Crepo, for being here.
You're welcome.
And that's all from us here in Berlin. It is clearly time to call off. Thanks to Mithi, thanks to Jankos and everyone for watching. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
It's time to hit the rift as we kick off this best of 5 fight for the summer split. And Giants getting knocked left, right, and center. It's Wisdom that's bopped into the team. And Smitty J gets the knock up on the hammer, but they're not done just yet. Giants are starting to evaporate. Senkuk's taking a lot of poke, trying to go in. Gets a 4-man Shurima shuffle, but it wasn't going to be enough in the first place. Giants just clean house. And now the Nexus turrets are going to fall. Giants are going to take this one.
Adios, amigo. This is game 1 going to Giants.
Exhaust on a Peppy, but it won't matter. Double kill over to Lucian. And now Trashy is going low. Wonderware's going down. Triple kill. And is that going to be it? The quadra kill. Giants will go up 2-1 over Splice. Wonderware gets the knockup, and Hustlet is down. In comes Trashy again. They look for Smitty. The double kill for Senkux. Nisbeth with another massive Mad Life hook. And the Nexus will fall. 24 minutes, and Splice are back on the board. Keep blinking those health bars. Hustler will fall after Wisdom. And now, that's going to be it. Splice in a massive fight are going to finish it off.
I'm moving. I'm still behind him. I'm still behind him. I'm behind him. LeBlanc. I got LeBlanc.
Nice.
Can you turn on Lulu? I got a flash.
I'm ulti.
We get them here.
You can kill them all.
Pilla.
And ROCCAT are just one dead Nexus away from re-qualifying. Now, the minion wave has conga lined its way in. Oh, the crit! He gets it! For the game! Huma have won the game! Here comes Freddy. The kill onto Holy Phoenix means the follow-up damage is gone. Rudy is down. A convincing, crushing victory in favor of ROCCAT.